Well, a very good evening, good afternoon, greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to the Great Vibes and Good Glorious live syndicated phone-in show. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the one and only Rory from the international award-winning sound system right out of Jamaica. He's our surprise guest for tonight, for this evening, for this morning, and he's just kicking back. Where are you in the world right now, Rory?
In future, it's Rory Stonelove, yeah?
I'm sorry, say that again.
In future, it's Rory Stonelove.
Rory Stonelove.
Yeah, that's all you have to say. Nothing more.
Not
Nothing
more.
less. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. That's all you have to say.
So, what did I say wrong then?
All you have to say, we have Rory Stonelove on the show. On the other stuff.
Okay, so are you solo now then? Is that why you're saying that?
Yeah, you haven't done no research, right?
No, well, me just get you like 10 minutes ago. All I
And
know
must,
is
when,
that I just love
when,
me just love Stone Love. So what? So what?
when you interview people, you must do research first.
I do my research, and the research I have
And
right
then,
now is the
and
fact that
then
I love Stone Love. So you now have to fill us all in as to why we're Rory Stone Love.
yeah, come like
All I
if
got
you do
of
some
your,
research.
eh?
Anyway, where I said?
Well, all I can see right now is your wall. So is it possible that you can sit up so that we can see you? Is
Yeah,
that
we have
possible?
This is good. This is good. You can see
Is
my
it?
eyes and
What about your lips and your nose and everything? We want to see all of you, innit?
um, my religion does not allow that.
Eh?
My religion does not allow that.
Oh, your religion. And what religion is that then?
The religion of don't show too much.
So good. All right. Well, I hope that you're going to impart some really lovely history of you and Stone Love. So, for example, when did you get started? When did Stone Love get started? And when did you join?
Um, how old are you?
Well, today I'm 30.
Okay, so you wouldn't really understand old time house party,
I
old
lie,
time
I lie,
Jamaican.
I lie, I lie. I'm 60 at the end of the year, so yes, I do understand a house party. But I tell you what I do understand and what Stone Love means to me, all right, and my colleagues. Whenever someone went to Jamaica, all right, and they said, "What do you want us to bring you back? What do you want back from Jamaica?" Everyone would say, "Just bring us back a Stone Love tape." Yeah? That's what I'd say. Bring us back a Stone Love tape. You remember when you lot was recording your sessions on TDKs? So that's how far I go back with the knowledge of Stone Love. So take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah, take it from there. You can hear me?
Yeah. What was the question? I'm sorry, you lost me now.
Right. Okay. So what you were saying that I don't understand because I'm too young, but I just made a little
You
joke with you.
you
So
lied to me. So
I'm
that's why I said that.
I'm so sorry that I lied to you, but it's only because I can
No,
see
it's not.
that you like
It's
to
not good.
joke around a
You,
little bit.
it's not to be a host and lie.
Eh?
It's not good to be a host and lie.
Okay. Forgive me. Will you forgive me?
I think you should apologize to everybody who's listening to the show, right?
I apologize profusely because, some people look at me and think I'm 30, but I'm not. I'm 60 at the end of the year. And I first came into the knowledge of Stone Love when, back in, I can't remember the years, but I do know that we all used to listen to you here in the UK via tape. And some people were fortunate enough to go to Jamaica and listen to Stone Love. So the question is when did it get started and when did you join?
Okay. Stone Love was around probably in the 70s. Now, excuse me?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening. We're listening.
Yeah, it was around the 1970s, but you have to understand it wasn't really a sound system. It's like a thing. It's like a, you have two speaker box, a amplifier, and play to the house party, or maybe a rumba, things like that. It wasn't really like a stereograph, a Tubbies, or a Emperor Fate, or a Meritone, like, or a Soul Shack. Wasn't really a sound system, so to speak. Um, I left England in the late 70s, um, and started fooling around sound system in around what, 84, around 84 on them time that. And then me and Weepo joined forces and directly worked on the Stone of Sound system, which at that time was basically a sound system. So they had like four double 15 and a single 18, a 4 and a 6 KT. Those are tube amplifiers, tube preamplifier, tube crossover, spring reverb, parametric equalizer, and a tape deck. That was basically a basic sound system. The format then was rubber dub style, meaning that live DJ, live singer, play the vocal, turn of every version, and so forth. That's rubber dub sound system. Then you had soul sound system now that played soul, disco, soca, and stuff like that. My dream was to fuse the two together, so to speak, like meaning that I realized that you could. The problem with a rubber sound to me was that it had too much breaks between playing the vocals, turn over the version, and then the live artist. Because there's a point with rubber sounds where the artist was more important than the actual song being played. So I believe that the songs that the 45 was good, but there was too much emphasis on the live artist. So the dubplate thing came on from the Baiji Radigan Clashes them. Even other songs were doing dubplates before that still, but it got very popular during those radio clashes. And then the so-called soul sounds them started. It was like classic as self, probably pioneers of that. But my aspect was to format it like a rubber sound system. That means that you play the vocal and on the same rhythm, you play the dubplate so that it was just a continuous juggling. So that was basically the format from those days. From about, say, 85, 86 onwards.
So, from 85, 86 onwards, suddenly you blew up worldwide, international. What was the game changer for you?
It was hard work, because we used to play to nobody. We used to play to only mad people downtown. We'd be downtown and the audience was mad people. So they did like Stone of a Mad People song. When you got Stone of a song, you see it's mad people. I mean, like, through enough sound systems, you go to your tribulation still. But it's just dedication, hard work still. It's just, I mean, in those days, there was just no money. You just playing, you just dreaming that. I mean, actual sound systems wasn't really a career in those days too. I mean, like, you play sound system for a couple of years, then you go look at a proper job. We had no dream that it would have been a career.
So how old was you then?
I was like 18, 19, about 19, 20 then.
And so, what was the actual game changer for you? Because I'm saying to you that, most people that's into music here in the UK, especially reggae music and music out of Jamaica, and, we used to go to places like, we would call it blues parties over here. Our thing, like I said to you, if someone was going to Jamaica, all we wanted back was a bottle of rum and a Stone Love tape. So for us, you were the big thing. You were the only sound to listen to. Anything you played would blow up. So what was the actual game changer for you? When did you realize that you were actually recognized worldwide?
Um, it was Tuesday around 7:30 p.m. that I realized that.
Which year?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You walked into that one.
I told you you're a
um,
joker.
I realized. I realized. Um,
I
I
mean,
realized that. Um, when we used to play a place, there's a place in on Halfway Tree Road called the State Theatre. Um, State. We'll play the Admiral Pen Lane. That's Almonton, in between Slipe Road and Slipe Pen Road. That's like going towards downtown Kingston. That's like just below Crossroads. We're playing that every Monday, and we're playing McDonald Lane. That's Maxwell Avenue, Kingston 13. I think it was on a Wednesday, and on Thursday we'd play at Kojak Basement. That was right across from State Theatre. And every Thursday, every end of month Thursday, there was a Tasties talent contest. It was a famous talent contest back in the day. It was Yellowman, Nadine Sutherland, the list goes on. It was so many artists. And when it finished, the crowd just walked past Stone Love. We were really recognized. And I was thinking, like, how could I capture that crowd? How could I make that crowd stay where we were playing? And we had some Lieutenant Stitchy dub plates and some Admiral Bailey dub plates. I mean, Admiral Bailey and Stitch are probably the backbone of helping Stone off where it is today. I mean, hands off. So we had some Stitchy dub plates, and we had a few Johnny Osborne dub plates, and we had some Admiral Bailey dub plates and some Shabba. And I thought, all right, tastes I done like 10, 30, 11. So the time when the crowd's leaving, as they're leaving, I fling on them doublet there, and the crowd would stop. Say, what's that? And would stay. And every week it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It was like a complete roadblocking Crossroads. Nothing couldn't pass after 10, 30, 11 o'clock. Not couldn't pass.
Wow.
The end, it was probably, they had the biggest curfew in Kingston. When they stopped it, they had helicopters in the air, police, soldiers. They blocked off the whole thing. They found guns in the soup pans and guns and knives. The motor weapons and fire that night. It was really, really ridiculous. That was the last of that. That was they stopped that. That was. I mean, we used to sell cassettes like we had. I used to go cancer. Let's run the cassettes. We were making like, I think it was like $100 for a cassette, 100 Jamaican dollars for a cassette. I remember. And we were selling cassettes. I mean, cassettes, we used to buy our clothes, put food in our mouths. But there was no money. There was just no money. I mean, promoters weren't paying no sound system. So the money was on the cassette. That was the hustle.
So what about the international fame then? All right, so you did all of this in
No,
Jamaica.
at the same time, I mean,
Yeah.
the people who are requesting cassettes were foreigners. I mean, foreigners, I'd like a Stone Love cassette,
See?
My English person, I'd like a Stone Love cassette, mate. And I had the different people, Canadians. Well, it was mostly Canadians, people from the US and British people. We didn't really have the Europe. There wasn't really much Europeans coming. But then the Japanese came in before the Europeans. But we had a big Japanese following. And, I mean, I went to Japan in the 80s. When I first went to Japan, we toured. It was me, Ray Chuck, and John Mouse. We toured the whole of Japan. We toured, was like 1 million shows. We
Wow.
toured everywhere. I mean, that don't go on no more. I mean, that's when reggae was reggae in Japan. That don't go on no more.
So
Um,
we're celebrating the independence, Jamaican Independence Day today. How do you feel about that? First off, do you feel like Jamaica has its independence?
do I feel it has its independence? Um, well, the other day they cut off a little sister's locks. I mean, I think that um, I think that Rasta and reggae music is okay when tourists come in, and you have a yeah man, Irie and what have you, and a little Jamaica no problem. But there's still that classism that's coming from colonial time. That's still there today. I mean, it's still there today. The scariest thing about Jamaica to me right now is there's not really any jobs, decent jobs for people. That's the scariest thing. Meaning that, um, for instance, if you go to the banks, you'd have tellers in the banks, and then you go bank and it's the same tellers you get to know them, and you start have a conversation. You start asking how their family is, and they show you their kids and what have you. So there's that bond, and then you go to one day, and they're all fired, they're all laid off because they're using ATM machines. So all
Wow.
those people have lost their jobs,
Yeah.
and then you think to yourself, how do they feed their families? Because they haven't got any jobs now, and you'd be thinking like, what do they do? I mean, how long can they keep it together before they before you go into drastic measures? And that's the scariest thing about Jamaica is that I mean, like, everything's computerized, the technology's there now, and it's just scary to know that regular people don't really get a job. The average person is not really a decent job. I mean, you'll be like call centers, and God knows how much they get paid. All I know that if you're gonna buy groceries right now in Jamaica, if you have 30 grand Jamaican, you barely can buy grocery, and people don't really earn 30 grand a week.
I got to
And
tell you,
then
Rory, is what you're saying. You're echoing exactly what's happening around the world. Everything's being computerized, and
so
computers. Go on.
what scares me now is that um the last Jamaican election was the lowest turnout of voters. And the scariest thing is it has the Jamaican people giving up on the partisan, which is also scary. To me, it's I'm scared. I'm scared about my son. I'm scared about what's it going to be like for my son when he gets big. That's the scariest thing. Um, really, really scared. To send your son go to a good school, you're spending like 3 grand US to send your son to a decent school, and that's the next thing too. It's just scary. It is the scariest time ever. I mean, when my daughter went to school, it was like 16,000 a term. That was in the 90s, and now you're looking at 3 grand US to send your kid to a good school.
Wow.
And I ain't rich, and people worse than me have it wicked. I mean, a friend of mine, I won't even call his name, called me and said, "Boy, Rory, groceries in the house, my kids them." I said, "Cool, I'll come pick you up. I go buy some groceries." And he called his daughter. I mean, his daughter go to the supermarket at Crossroads. I said to the daughter, "Pick, let's pick what we eat per week, and everything good. No matter ease back, you're good. She picked up crackers, condensed milk, tin sausage, nothing healthy, nothing healthy in a basket. No, I'm not laughing thing. I'm not laughing thing. Nothing healthy in a basket. It's like everything tin, processed food, everything that's processed. I'd be thinking like, Jano Star. Because if I go to somebody, pick where you want, you're good, and you go full out, that means that you're used to eating those items every week. You're not really eating nothing healthy. You see me, I say, and that is the scariest thing too, because that means like probably a lot of Jamaican people are living that way right now. That means that the society is not really a nutritious, healthy society at the same time too. And those are the things you have to look into too. You understand me? So those things are scary too. I mean, me lucky me living in like well, me there Kingston sometimes, but mostly in that country. So I'm lucky for plant and grow my own food, Empress. But I mean, like, it's really, talk about independence. I mean, independent for 1962 and 2001 now. I mean, has it been? Are we? How better off are we? How better off is the poor people, and that's what you have to look at. I mean, there's more poor people than rich people in Jamaica. I mean, so how do remember COVID now? The whole tourism industry popped down. So all those people who would work in hotels, how do they survive? How do they feed their family? I mean, like crazy. I mean, like the things that like, and the mental state of people too. I mean, the way people are frustrated and then they turn to violence. I mean, the violence now is so brutal. It's brutal, like what people do to people in broad daylight. And they're like wondering, what ticks off these people to do such violent acts to other people. I mean, you have an argument, but then the violent nature, the graphic of the violence is and then there's a next thing too. It's a mental state of the people. The frustration, the whole things are left head and it just explode. And my fear is that one day, suppose Jamaica explode like that, that people say this can't take no more. You understand me? So that's the next thing to worry about too.
So if I can just interject there, back in the day, of course, if you speak to, I played a piece earlier on where they were talking about, the things that Jamaica's most known for. And the commentator was saying that if you say to Jamaica, mention Jamaica, the first thing they say is Bob Marley. So whilst she was playing your sound back then and Bob Marley, what you're talking about right now was pretty much within his lyrical content. Was you playing his music back then, and do you see it as a prophecy that's come through now?
Well, as you said earlier, what are going on in Jamaica are going around the world.
Yeah.
You understand me? I mean, it's not just Jamaica. I mean, look on England. The kids they must stab each other and the way they might rob people. We see a thing where then thief a man motor scooter, like a little motor scooter to the tree. You just take a thing from somebody, and when somebody is robbed, the person who is robbed, you don't have people don't understand. People don't understand. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. You're there. We can hear you.
People don't understand. People don't understand how that person feels. The person who is robbed. Yeah. When a sister is raped, can't imagine. Can't imagine how you can't imagine how that sister feels. When somebody lose them pitney, like somebody kidnapped them daughter and sexually abuse them daughter, you just can't understand how that person feels. I mean, like, and this is a worldwide thing. When you're in India, let us rape people picnic and even the priests are defended and all them thing there and them all burn the body so you can't see what really reached the picnic. I mean like it's like these things is some people tell me say boy that thing that go on a long time. I just have social media now. You see it more and more and more. But it's just that it's so scary as a parent, and as a parent now, you get scared and you start to wonder, oh the thing I go and from the 70s now in the 60s, 70s in my mother time. I mean, from my mother I go to school and when she was going to school it was like, and then um in my time in my time, um I mean like Bob Marley. I mean, when we grew up, everybody want to be Bob Marley. Everybody get the broomstick and piece of Mike Southern and sing like we're Bob Marley and piece of Bob Marley. And it, like grew up on Bob Marley the Prophet. I mean like before for knowing brothers and sisters them and I'm bridging them. And that's such nice people. Um, beautiful people. I mean, and the Marley family is a beautiful family. Um, I mean, like I don't think. I mean, throughout history, the poor has always been abused. I mean, has never changed. I mean, from I do history, it's always the poor people being abused, poor people being um what's the word I'm looking for?
Suppressed.
Um, poor people being
Suppressed.
led astray. That's like, I mean, when people turn to certain religion, they go far right from the religion. You understand? I mean, nobody can find the center. I mean, like, you have rich people who are so liberal and they don't support pure idiot. Like an average Jamaican. I mean, a real Jamaican person is pretty conservative. I mean, you look on a real Jamaican person is a pretty conservative person. I mean, a Jamaican person is not a liberal person. But I feel no way. Most West Indian people are conservative people. It's just that the conservative movement is a very racist movement. You understand? And that is the whole point. And the liberal agenda is some would say immoral. You understand? It's something like you cut right there. So like it's a crazy thing.
So tell me about, let's go to the music now. Tell me about the music. So from when you were playing when you were 17 to where you are now, because, Rory Stone Love is pretty much still the in thing. Tell me about the tracks that you would choose. What kind of music do you predominantly play? Or tell me about the set, the kind of combination of musics that you play.
All right. I grew up from blues party, house party. My mother used to keep house party every four times a year in England.
Yeah.
Her time now was like Brooke Benton, Louis Jordan, stuff like that. I don't even know them people still.
Yes, of
Uh,
course.
Platters and them thing. My mother's type of. Then the ska came, rock steady, reggae, and then my sister then took up the house party thing, and then we were introduced to Burning Spear, Bob Marley, Big Youths, um, etc. Culture, etc. And I Roy, you Roy, and all these people that my sister that we used to have albums of. And then what the Earth, Wind and Fire, the Crusaders, Randy Crawford, etc., etc. So there was the two sides, pretty balanced growing up. Um, then from my sisters, my brother, who was a soul head. Then we don't call it disco head, but them time it was soul head.
Yeah.
Call him soul head. Whispers and funk, jazz, and stuff like that. So like then in Jamaica, what I did own some rumba. So I'm always around music. It was like my whole life been around music. So the thing that I found with England compared to Jamaica was that English people, if you're into, I remember one time my mother kept up dance and she eyed the wrong sound. It's a true story. She used to eyed a sound named Count Sam that would have play her type of thing. Someone goes, oh, I know that song. I can do the same thing. A wicked sound system. Forget the name of the song, but it was a dub sound. So the sound come now, and I play pure dub. Pure dub is an empty net. The sound I played. Pure dub. My mother went berserk. She was like, "Yeah, I played on, I played this, I play booga. And then the man said, "Well, strictly dub we play." See, I remember first time I come to England, come play. Rare Groove was the in thing.
Yes.
Everybody was into Rare Groove.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the dance I Rare crowd, but I always have the Rare Groove crowd.
Yeah.
Next time I come, at the dance I crowd, you have the jungle crowd. Next time I come, you have the dance hall crowd, and then you have the garage music scene. Come the next time, you have the grime thing. Come the next time, now you have the Afro beat. And what it is with British people is that anything new what comes in, they go far right on it.
Right.
There's Afrobeat, there's jungle, there's garage, there's grime. They just stay right on the notes. In Jamaica now, if a tune sound good, then play it. They don't really like stick to one thing. Like, hey, just like, sure, that Afrobeat that sound good, that Celine Dion sound good, and that popcorn sound good. You understand me?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the one thing I could understand with England, like the youth, them so far right on one thing, and they don't, and I know when that tune sound good. I mean, you hear something, yeah, that sound good, but you might feel ashamed to say that you like that music. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if that is the thing still with England still. But like in Jamaica, you could play the Police, Roxanne, and everybody likes that. You understand me? I say they like the song. Walking on the Moon, them like it. You understand me? They like Celine Dion. Celine Dion, probably the queen of Jamaica. Yeah. You understand me? Yeah, no, every sister loves Celine Dion. I mean, that's just the way the thing is. You understand me? I say it's just a Caribbean thing. Yeah, a soca tune come out. Everybody love that soca tune. It's like everybody has soca it, but it's like that soca tune. You understand me? I say like, I think that is just the difference. So it's sound system now. You try to play what people want to hear, because at the same time you're entertaining your people. Then you can't be. You have some selectors who this way I play, and if you don't like where I play, run away. Cause they don't know say this way I play, and I teach them, and that is to me that is bullshit.
So you've definitely come from the school and the mindset of the crowd comes first and you're entertaining them. And I was in Jamaica.
So it's like me as a man say, like me know Judge Shaka from my picnic. Yeah, so before me left Jamaica. And I guess some dub man now say, a man now said Judge Shaka will play Hard Times. Judge Shaka will play Promised Land. Judge Shaka will play Bob Marley. You understand me? Judge Shaka is a crowd pleaser. You understand me? I say sister. So I mean, like any foundation sounding anything, them is crowd pleaser. Yeah, you understand me? I say, I don't know if I'm making sense to you. Still.
Yes, you are. You are.
You understand me? So I believe that if you get the right sistering, I always feel like sisters will make better selectors than men. I
Why?
always believe that.
Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Oh, the rain sound is coming from you. I thought it was
Yeah,
from
man.
from our end. So you got rainy seasons there now. You got rain coming down, water in the good
I mean,
earth.
I'm in England right now. No.
Oh, you're in the UK.
Yeah, I'm in England right now. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
See,
Yes,
so
I've just looked out my window. Oh my God, it's chucking it down. Yes, it's raining here. Well, let me just say to my audience, in case they don't know. All right, so in case you've just joined us, I'm talking to the world famous Rory Stonelove. And he did correct me at the beginning of this interview to say that it's just Rory Stonelove. So I want to get to, present times now, current times with Stonelove. Um, how is Stonelove made up? Who's made up of Stonelove at the
well,
moment? Is it?
right now, we are not going to be talking about that. So
Okay.
I bet you better go by the next question.
All right. So what about the record label then? Can we talk about that?
Well, my record label now, call it Black Dub Music. So basically, um, did the John 9 New Name album, did the Samori Black Gold, did a few EPs in between those. I'm now doing Yes Sir album that's will come out next year, and also Alicia Scott from England doing that
Oh,
album.
yeah, yeah.
That's what's coming to. I'm just revoicing some of the vocals now. Yeah, for revoices and yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, it's just such a pleasure to have you on, and I cannot wait to come and hear you play. So, are you still playing out then? Are you still playing?
I play every now and then still. I mean, we love playing music still. Um, yeah. So, but I had a couple of shows, but through the COVID thing and none of the shows were cancelled and what have you. So, I had a show the weekend that I was. I'd like to keep the name good with promoters, but still honor the show. You understand? Yes, I like to keep the thing, like to keep my honor. So even though it was the one show on the tour, but it's come with still. If me I make sense to you still, yeah.
Okay, well, Rory, I could sit and talk to you all afternoon, but I've got my next guest in the green room, and
I,
I'd like to know, where can we find you? Should we want to follow you and keep up with your happenings?
Rory Stonelove on Instagram, Rory Stonelove on Facebook, um, Rory Stonelove on Twitter, Rory Stonelove in the kitchen, Rory Stonelove in the living room. Yeah, anyway, you want to go and see Rory Stonelove. One word though, one word.
And what's the future of sound systems? Is there another sound system that you can identify that really did what Stone Love did?
I think that the actual. I mean, you have people who still have the sound system. I mean, actual sound system, amplifiers, speaker box, and what have you. But I think it's more gone now to the independent DJ as a format. It's not like a laptop. You understand me? So
Right.
I might not really need a sound system again. I mean, I might just hire. I mean, I did show before I came. I did a show in Atlanta. I'm just going with 4 monitor box, and I hit that. Man, that's a sound system. You understand me? So I mean, it's all about you have your laptop. What I tend to do now is like reconstruct. I reconstruct doublets from scratch. I mean, like if I'm gonna do a Queen Majesty doublet, I lick over the rhythm from scratch. So I make sure my mix different. You understand me? When you hear my thing, I say, "Oh well, I don't want that sound." So you understand me? But it's a very very expensive ordeal. I try to do like 5 a year, but it's really really expensive. They come like $2,000 a piece, and very very expensive. So that's my format because otherwise we all be playing the same shit at the party. You understand me? I say, I mean, can't. I mean, Noise Police. I mean, the first time sound system, when we played sound system, I man would have a special selection. We have a special selection. Now everybody play the same thing. As who can make the most noise now and chat the most bullshit. You understand me? That's so it kind of go on right now. So yeah.
Well, Rory Stonelove, there's a couple of people that wanted me to remind you of them, and one of them is Pete Mello. In fact, he sent me a text message saying, "What happened to my dub plate?" Do you know who I'm talking about?
Who?
Pete Mello. He sent me a text. He said, "Ask him about my dub plate."
Tell that person I'm very, very sorry. Forgive me. I shall sing it later. Or DJ it.
And
I'll try my best.
you'll try your best. And also, who is it? From Jade X Stacy, Lollipop says hi to Rory. She says that you will know the name. Jade Ecstasy, Lollipop.
Oh. Ooh. Sounds very, very sexy. Tell her hi.
Oh, you've just done that. You've just done that. And I've got to say, many thanks to Anthony Brightly, who hooked this up right at the last minute.
Brother, Anthony, I'm a big brother, you know, enough respect. I'm the first man. You know, people talk the talk. Anthony Brightly walk the walk. See me, I say so. Yeah, man. And Anthony Brightly is a go-getter. Respect every time.
Well, I really wanted to hear the story because he's told me the story of how the two of you met and him meeting you guys.
I think that you should make him tell that story.
You don't want to tell the story?
Try to trick me, you know?
He tricked you, did he? Go on, tell us, because he was on last week, and he told us about the trick. So go on, you tell me the trick. What him do?
From telling him, I might tell you what he never tell you. So leave that stuff.
Oh, you mean? Cha, he just really to fun let me down. So go on, tell us.
Man, a woman to con me.
That's exactly what he said. He didn't con you really, did he? Because he stood by his word, didn't he? You see, he came to you and you weren't listening, so he had to send you what your eyes would like.
Yeah. Yes, my sister. Let that go down.
That's how it went down. Well, listen, thank you so much. Is there anyone that you'd like to say hi to?
Bless up you and your family, see? Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Rory Stonelove. Make sure you check him out. He's a legend. Thank you, Rory. Thank you.